We think he had the right to say it, and we believe in the same morals and Christian beliefs that Phil believes in, so we're behind him 100%.
Well, the comments were pretty harsh. Yeah, there's a way of saying things. You know, if you don't agree with something, there's ways to word it to where you're not trying to, you know, dehumanize someone.
All right, that's the reaction from some people in Louisiana to the A&E network reinstating Duck Dynasty star Phil Robertson. Really, they were commenting about what Phil Robertson said, but nonetheless, there's been a lot of reaction over A&E now lifting that suspension. So he was originally suspended indefinitely from the show 10 days ago for his controversial comments about African Americans and gays in a GQ interview. Well, A&E now says the show will begin filming in the spring with the entire Robertson family. Well, not everyone's happy about that. GLAAD released a statement saying this, quote, if dialogue with Phil isn't part of next steps, then A&E has chosen profits over African American and gay people, especially its employees and viewers, end quote. So Bradley Jacobs, senior editor at Us Weekly, joins us now from New York. Okay, so, Brad, what was the suspension about, in your view, in the first place?
Well, Phil did an interview with GQ, and he made some anti-gay statements and said African Americans were happier before civil rights. So that created a firestorm, and A&E immediately suspended him. The problem is, it wasn't that simple. People who were supported Phil were saying, well, his anti-gay statements were related to his passion for the Bible. And then suddenly A&E was being seen as anti-Christian, and that was a very difficult place for A&E to be, and that is what likely motivated their decision to lift the suspension yesterday.
And then I wonder, was A&E a straight shooter in all this? Because A&E had this indefinite suspension, but then I understand right on Christmas Day, they still had like a Duck Dynasty marathon, and Phil Robertson was in just about every episode. So was A&E really setting out to do anything by having this indefinite suspension if he was still going to be on the air?
You got to remember, Frederica, this is A&E's biggest show by far. It's got 14 million viewers. We put it on the cover of Us Weekly, and it sells extremely well. There is merchandise for Duck Dynasty in Walmart. They did a Christmas album, Duck the Halls, which has sold 700,000 copies. This is big business, so why wouldn't A&E run a marathon on Christmas Day? Everyone was just sitting around at home. It is one of their biggest shows. They do have these shows, you know, on the shelf, ready to show. So I don't think that that was so hypocritical, really.
Okay, so then making that point, then why wouldn't A&E go ahead and lift the suspension, knowing that it is such a, you know, cash cow or cash duck in this case, that of course they're going to resume shooting the series come spring?
Well, that's what they've decided to do. You know, it will be interesting to see what happens from here. As you said, groups like GLAAD have come out and said we're not satisfied with this. Even Christian groups are saying, well, we're still not satisfied either, because now is A&E going to be representing us? Are they going to be standing behind Phil Robertson and his passion for the Bible? So, but one thing is for sure, this comedy, this fun, light reality show is now going to be controversial for years, and anytime Phil Robertson does an interview with a magazine or anyone else, you're going to be looking for those incendiary remarks. You're going to be, you know, he's going to be grilled on his opinions on gay marriage, for instance. He's going to be asked about Obama, and, you know, everything he says is going to be looked at and make headlines, so it will attract more viewers for the show. It will be even bigger in its next season, I am sure.
Wow, incredible. Well, Bradley Jacobs, thank you so much. We can see it just might be a banner year for Duck Dynasty or even A&E come the New Year's beginnings. All right, thanks so much. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.